The young waitress almost tossed the expensive leather wallet into the restaurant's lost and found box, until an old, faded photograph slipped onto the floor. She bent down to pick it up and froze. Tucked behind the photo was a yellowed handwritten note dated exactly 30 years earlier. She wasn't trying to read someone else's private memories, but one sentence caught her eye before she could look away. "If you're reading this, I hope you finally forgave yourself." Moments later, the restaurant doors opened, and one of the world's most respected billionaires rushed back inside, searching desperately for the wallet. He had no idea it wasn't the money or the credit cards that mattered. Hidden inside was the one secret he had carried for 3 decades, a secret he had never shared with another living soul. If you believe kindness is more valuable than wealth, forgiveness can heal even the deepest wounds, and everyone deserves hope and a second chance. Please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters. 58-year-old billionaire Edward Hawthorne had built an international shipping company from a single delivery truck. Newspapers admired his business success, but those closest to him knew he quietly avoided interviews whenever conversations turned personal. There was always a sadness behind his smile that no amount of success seemed able to erase. Working the afternoon shift at the Harbor View restaurant was 27-year-old waitress Abigail Foster. Abigail believed every customer deserved honesty and respect. After growing up with grandparents who owned a small cafe, she learned that returning forgotten belongings without expecting praise was simply the right thing to do. That sunny afternoon, Edward finished lunch after meeting with executives about a charitable housing project. He paid the bill, thanked the staff, and left. Only minutes later, Abigail noticed a dark leather wallet resting beneath his chair. She quickly picked it up. Planning to place it in the manager's office, she accidentally dropped it while turning the corner. Several items slipped onto the floor. Credit cards, family photographs, business cards, and one carefully folded letter, worn soft with age. Trying only to gather everything as quickly as possible, Abigail couldn't help noticing the date written across the top. 30 years earlier. Before she could look away, a single sentence became visible. "If you're reading this, I hope you finally forgave yourself." Embarrassed for seeing even that much, she immediately folded the letter without reading another word. A few moments later, Edward hurried back into the restaurant. For the first time, the calm billionaire looked genuinely frightened. Before he could even ask, Abigail quietly handed him the wallet. She apologized because some of its contents had accidentally fallen out. Edward quickly checked inside. Nothing was missing. When he saw the old letter still carefully folded exactly as before, relief flooded across his face. He thanked Abigail repeatedly. Most people would have looked through every page. She had respected his privacy. Curious about the letter, Abigail gently admitted she had accidentally seen only one sentence while collecting the papers. She apologized again. Instead of becoming upset, Edward smiled sadly. He surprised her by saying that perhaps someone was finally meant to hear the story. 30 years earlier, Edward had been a struggling mechanic. His closest friend, Thomas, dreamed of opening a shipping business with him. Together they worked endless afternoons repairing trucks and saving every dollar they could. Then tragedy struck. Thomas was killed in a highway accident only weeks before they planned to launch their company. Before his death, Thomas had written Edward a letter. Inside were words Edward had carried every day since. His friend reminded him never to blame himself for surviving, never to abandon their shared dream, and never to let grief become a prison. Edward had built the company exactly as they once imagined. Yet despite becoming a billionaire, he had never truly forgiven himself for the accident that claimed his friend's life. The letter remained inside his wallet as a daily reminder of both love and regret. Abigail quietly listened. She finally understood why the worn piece of paper mattered more than every credit card surrounding it. She gently asked Edward one simple question. "What do you think your friend would say if he saw everything you've accomplished today?" Edward looked down at the letter. Then around the restaurant filled with ordinary families enjoying lunch. He smiled through tears. For the first time in 30 years, he realized Thomas would probably never have wanted him to continue carrying guilt. He would have wanted him to keep helping people. That afternoon changed Edward in ways he never expected. Over the following months, he established the Thomas Grant Foundation, providing apprenticeships for young mechanics, scholarships for trade school students, and financial assistance for families of workers lost in workplace accidents. Every scholarship recipient received a simple handwritten message. Never stop believing in tomorrow. The words came directly from Thomas's final letter. Edward invited Abigail to attend the foundation's opening ceremony. When reporters praised his generosity, he quietly corrected them. He explained that the greatest gift he received wasn't business success. It was a waitress who returned a wallet with honesty, respected a stranger's privacy, and unknowingly reminded him that forgiveness is sometimes the last promise we owe the people we love. Years later, thousands of young people built successful careers through the foundation. Many never knew the entire story behind its name. They only knew someone believed in giving ordinary people extraordinary opportunities. Before this story comes to an end, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever kept something small because it reminded you of someone you loved? Please leave a meaningful comment below because your story may bring comfort to someone carrying memories of their own. As another warm afternoon sunlight streamed through the Foundation's training workshop years later, Edward watched apprentices repairing engines while Abigail smiled from the audience during another graduation ceremony. He gently touched the same old wallet resting in his pocket. The letter inside had never changed, but he had. What once reminded him only of loss had finally become a reminder of gratitude, friendship, and the beautiful truth that love never truly leaves us. Sometimes it simply waits for the right person to help us read it differently. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Remember, the greatest treasures are rarely made of money. Sometimes they are old letters, cherished memories, and the kindness of a stranger who chooses to do the right thing.